Good evening and salutations, my GH fans. So, this episode. You know what this episode reminds me of? I know a lot of people probably don't watch this show called Family Guy, but there's an episode where the family, they're in the car and they're stuck in traffic for a long time. And they're like, what is going on? What is taking so long? And somebody says a joke where it's like, oh, the artist didn't sit there and finish like building the road or whatever. And they literally sit there and show like the artist like, just kind of just staring into space. Just kind of staring into space. And that's what these past couple of episodes has been feeling like. It's been feeling like we've just been in this somewhat limbo. Where it's like we're waiting for the writers to finish building the damn bridge at this point. Um, you have episodes like this where it's like it's not a bad episode. Okay, there are a lot of great moments in this episode. I think everyone knows. I think everyone probably has like the same, um, like their favorite part of the episode. I think everyone's kind of all in agreement about that for the most part. Which I gotta sit there and say is the Valentine part, which my goodness, was that so heartbreaking? Oh my goodness, that was rough to watch. That was really rough to watch. And it's so weird for me because soap operas, for the most part, they don't usually get me all like teared up and stuff. Um, Hell, actually, tell you the truth, I've been watching soap operas and TV shows for so long, and it's just never really gotten to me. Um, the only show that's actually gotten to me on that level is, well, This Is Us. Um, and at least the first season of A Million Little Things. But for the most part, it's like soap operas. It's like, all right, it's kind of sad, but it's like, okay, all right, so we good. We ready to move on to the next scene. But that was just heartbreaking. Valentine, and we'll start off with that first. Valentine comes to the house, and you got Brooklyn and Chase and they're thinking that about to get into another fight. Anna's there. Anna kind of is there to kind of the mediator, also sticking up for Valentine. And granted, Anna was like, "Yo, listen, you can't expect him to just sit there and just snap his finger, like a snap." And he just doesn't have any feelings for Bailey anymore. Like that's just not how that works. Like you lied to him for a very long time. Like it was one of those things where she was kind of like, yo, we need to kind of just chill out a little bit and just understand where he's coming from. So at first Brooklyn leaves, and Valentine's snipped it taking out. She's not gonna let me say goodbye to Bailey, and she comes out with Bailey, and I mean, at this point, we already saw it. It was just sad. Him Smith saying goodbye and stuff, which is one of I guess it's one of those things where it's like he doesn't have to say goodbye. Like granted, don't get me wrong, I get that it's painful. I am not a parent, and I just looked at that, and I can only imagine how painful that was. Um, and I get that maybe he wants to stay away from a little bit, just deal with the pain. But it's also one of those things where it's like she didn't sit there and say you can't like still be in the baby's life. She didn't sit there and say, all right, well, bye, kick rocks. Like you can still see the baby. It just won't be your child. And I kind of thought about that as I was sitting there talking about it. Like, I mean, she didn't say like kick rocks or anything, but it is what it is. He says goodbye. They give him some privacy. He comes back and he says goodbye in front of Maxie and Drew, and it's just kind of a devastating scene. And he leaves. Him and Anna leave. They go outside, and he just breaks down in tears. And I'm like, all right, I was like, I had to pause it for a minute. Like, let me just take a walk outside in the cold for a little bit because I'm not I'm not going there. So yeah, that happens. Maxie was sitting there catching up with Drew. Nothing really super important about that conversation. Um, yeah, nothing really super important about that conversation. I mean, it was mostly about, talking about Peter and closure and stuff like that. And, Drew just still, mourning the death of Jason, which we are still doing. If anyone is thinking that we're going to just get right on past that and move on along, and not saying not to be a dick, I'm just saying, like, watching it today, I was like, all right, we're still doing a whole morning of Jason, and again, this is for just different reasons. I think, Jason was an important character, um, and it's like pretty much any other character, with I mean, to some extent, like with Nathan and stuff like that, they captioned it. They talking about Nathan was, dead and this, that, and the third. Except for, again, I kind of didn't really care after a while because I knew that Nathan, the actor wanted to leave. So I was like, dude wants to leave. So, I mean, why are we still talking about it for? Um, but, Steve, Jason is obviously a lot different. But yeah. And even with Carly and Sonny, um, they were still listening to they talking about Jason, and which took Carly so long to actually go in the room to be with Sasha, because she was like, "Yo, listen, you gotta like hold me together, because I'm gonna lose it at any point in time. I want to be there for him, but you know." And of course, they didn't really get that far because they walked right into Nina's path, and to be fair, all Nina said was, and I cannot believe I'm actually saying this again. Oh no, I can't believe I'm actually defending Nina, but all Nina said was like, "I get it. Like, I'm sorry for, you lost to Jason and stuff like that." And it was one of those things where it's like, I felt like if she would have just said anything, like, so you got caught outside in that rain. Carlin, like, "What do you know about rain? Shut up." Like, I felt like it would have been one of those things that she could have said anything and she just would have went off. Um, and, I'm going to give, I can't believe I'm saying this. Everyone knows how much I dislike. No, screw it. I can't stand Nina, to be honest. I really just. Okay, maybe strong. I don't like Nina. Okay? I don't like Nina. But, I mean, this wasn't malicious. All she said was, like, "I'm sorry to hear about, your friend, Jason's passing or whatever." Like, just being a human being. And, of course, Carly goes off the rails because, she's Carly, and, we just kind of got to just, deal, I guess. So she gets angry. Sonny looked like he's about to break up a fight, and Carly just takes a walk. Carly runs into Britt, and they actually have a nice, good moment. And that's the thing. This is what I was saying before. It's like there are nice moments within these episodes that makes them decent episodes. I say decent, not like it sucked, because let's be honest, nothing really happened in this episode. Like, nothing really happened as far as moving the storyline along. I mean, Carly and Britt kind of bonded with each other. Kind of Britt was just kind of there just to sit there and talk Carly down and just kind of comfort her. So their characters progressed. You know, moving forward. So like that happened. So like moments like that, which was great. Story wise, it's like, nothing really happened. Even in the beginning with Sasha and Brando, they were waiting to sit there and hear news about, their child. And you know what? They don't get any news. The first few minutes listening to, I'm just like, all right, cool. So we about to find out what's going on, right? I mean, she walked in and she was kind of serious. And I'm like, should I get some tissues? Like, what what's that look? Like, what's going on? And then she was like, oh, surgery. I gotta go. It's like, Britt, okay, so Britt, you gonna take over, right? You gonna tell us like what's going on, right? Oh, the staff are doing their jobs, and we just gotta kind of just sit there and wait. So basically, isn't it they're telling us that we still don't know the condition of the child? That's awesome. It's great. That's Carly and Nina. I mean, Carly and Sonny eventually do get into the room, and you know, you talk to Sasha and Brando and stuff, just check and see how they're doing. Sonny and Brando, go and see the child, because he wants to sit there and see what it looks like. And Carly and Sasha bonded and stuff like that, and it was good. It was nice because Carly and Sonny went through that same experience with I think Donna. So they knew it was like to sit there and like wait and stuff like that. So they gave him the best advice you could sit there and really give someone in that situation. But it was nice because they literally went through something similar. So you know, there's that. I did really like the scene between Austin and that was funny. Austin and Peter. That was a nice scene. It was a funny scene. 'Cause there was one point where Austin was sitting there drawing blood, and he's sitting there talking about Maxie, being like a good friend and stuff, and he like jabs him in the arm, and Peter's like, so like, how exactly close are you? Like friends? Yeah, more than friends. What's going on? And it seems like he almost gives him like some sort of veiled threat, like, hey, y'all just need to just, keep your distance. Austin's like, is that a threat? And Peter's like, he has handcuffs. Like, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? Which again, after he left, and he talked to Britt. He was like, he seems like the type of person that still has an ace up his sleeve, which of course we know is true, because at this point, Peter can do anything. He's just one of those characters that could just literally sit there and find a way to still get out of the situation and make everyone's life a living hell. Um, Now towards the end, the Valentine scene with Bailey and stuff like that, Maxie's standing there and she just is, she feels really guilty. And she leaves and she's like, I'm just gonna end this or whatever. And I'm tired of people getting hurt and everything like that. And she just walks out the house pretty much. I'm assuming at this point she's gonna go and see Peter. I don't know for what reason, but yeah, I have no idea what is she gonna sit there and accomplish out of talking to Peter. If that's what she's doing. I'm not gonna lie, I feel like back in the day, if this was like 2005, 2004, 2006, she just would have shot Peter. Or she would have attempted to shoot Peter, and it would have been like a whole little murder mystery or anything like that. Like, I don't know. I feel like it would have been along those lines. Like, it's weird because I've been watching, and I know I'm deviating from it. I've been watching like really, not really old clips, but like clips of like 2004, 2006. Even when they had like the old Carly and stuff like that. In this weird way, I feel like that was like the highlight of GH back in like, I mean, I ain't watching in the 90s, but like back in when I was watching like 2001 to 2008 or whatever, I felt like that was just like the highlights of that show. And it's not necessarily saying it's not good now, but like, I mean, again, we're kind of in this weird phase where it's like the story isn't really moving because I feel like they're trying to rewrite stuff. And so we're just in this weird kind of limbo, like, is things gonna move along? Like, what's good? What's going on? Oh, and Nina gets to talk to Peter. All they really do is just kind of stare at each other, give each other glares, threaten each other practically. You're going to hell, you're going to hell, this, that, and the third. Now, the thing that was interesting was towards the end of the episode. I mean, like, literally last few seconds of the episode. Because Peter was like, I'm surprised you're still in town. Like, going after a married man. Unless she doesn't know about that. And then, seeing those two so close, you got Carly just kind of standing there right behind, like, the hell are y'all doing? What are y'all two doing? What's going on? Why are y'all conspiring? Like, what's going on? And of course, you see the previews where, Peter kind of makes this veiled threat, like, oh, should you tell her or should I? Or something along those lines. Like, not gonna lie, that's gonna be interesting. That's gonna be so. If Peter tells Carly that Nina fell in love with Sonny when he was Mike, oof, you know what? It's a good thing they're at a hospital. That's all I'm going to sit there and say. It is a good thing that they're at the hospital. It's definitely going to go down. I mean, Carly, given her state, from sadness to anger in like 60 seconds, yeah, it's going to go down. It's going to go down. But you know what? Same time, she could confront Sonny about that. Because I've been waiting for that to happen for a long time. Ever since he decided to, for some odd reason, not tell her and just say, oh, we're just going to move on and move forward and this, that, and the third. Nah, bro. Let's get to that. Let's get to that topic. I feel like that's about it. By saying that I feel like it's about it, I feel like I'm missing something just like I did yesterday. Hopefully whatever it is, it wasn't too major. But if I did, please write it down in the comment section below. Moving forward, I'm going to be sitting there trying some new stuff as well. Just as far as like thumbnails. I mean, for the most part, my videos are still going to be the same. Unless I decide to do something like special or whatever. Like when I was talking about Steve or Angle or something like that. So, Soap Sanctuary, which is an amazing guy, has been helping me out as far as trying to learn how to do like editing and stuff. Like when we did our collab and, he inserted like certain clips or whatever. Every now and then I may decide to start doing some of that. I mean, I won't do it too often. For the most part, I kind of want things to be the same. But, every now and then I want to kind of switch up a little bit. So that's something I'm going to be learning how to do also. Well, I'm still in the process of learning how to do. And, he's been helping me out. So, definitely props to him. But yeah, I'm also trying a new thumbnail today, which I'm still kind of working on. So if it doesn't really come out too well, it's kind of, in progress as far as me getting better with that. So, with that being said, I'm going to go. I want to thank you for watching. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. Have a great, amazing weekend. I actually kind of forgot it was Friday for some odd reason. Be safe, everyone, and I will see you in the next video.